Welcome to CRE Cafecito, the CCIM Miami Podcast, where commercial real estate insights are served with a shot of Miami flavor. Hosted by CCIM's own Ruben Ruban, better known as Ruben the Cuban, this show brings you conversations with top professionals, CCIM fundamentals made simple, and the latest South Florida market moves. Each episode delivers practical nuggets of wisdom you can put to work right away in your commercial real estate business. Now, grab your cafecito and let's fuel success in commercial real estate.
CRE Cafecito with Brian Gonzalez from Loopnet. Thank you very much for, for the drinks, cigars, and for
You're welcome.
And thanks for being here.
So what type of cafecito are we drinking today?
What type of cafecito? This is a
Doesn't look like cafecito.
This is a single malt cafecito. This is the best Miami cafecito.
That is a Miami cafecito.
Hey, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time. I know the audience is going to have a great time getting to know a little bit about Brian, a little bit about CoStar, Loopnet, and 10X.
That's right.
And, some of the Miami market and some of the stuff that you guys do. And so tell me a little bit about Brian. You born in Miami or?
Baptist Hospital, baby.
Baptist Hospital,
1982, born and raised in Coral Gables by the Granada Golf Course, 2 college professors as my parents. So schooling was always very important to them. I myself struggled as a student. I had ADHD in the 80s, which was... right?
I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah. It wasn't a hat. But in the 80s, ADHD was dealt with slap in the back of the head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was, we're talking about the days with chalkboards, dusty chalkboards, Yet somehow, you wanted the teacher to pick you to be the guy or girl who grabs the erasers and you guys to slap them outside and you come back in with the chalk all over your hair.
Looking like Santa Claus.
Yeah, the youngins don't know nothing about clapping erasers.
Oh my. It's such a different.
That was a movement. That was an era.
Oh, absolutely.
That was like MC Hammer time, Vanilla Ice time. That was Guns N' Roses. That was a different era. But yeah, born and raised here. Very proud of the high school I graduated from, Columbus in Westchester. It's an Adelante brotherhood. I got my oldest son there now. He's a junior, runs varsity cross country. My other son's in 8th grade. He's a big part of the community too, playing at Tam Miami basketball. That's a program that's been established for decades upon decades. So he gets to be a part of the travel team there. I was actually a teacher for 13 years myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With Miami-Dade?
Miami-Dade County Public Schools and Miami-Dade College.
Really?
So the community, Miami, it's in my DNA. There's no taking me out of here. Mm-hmm. We're not going to go anywhere else in the foreseeable future. You never know where God takes you. But being able to then be a part of the commercial real estate game where you're born and raised, all the mom and pop restaurants here or there.
Yeah.
You've seen the Blockbusters come and go. You've seen the Eckards come and go. You've seen the Woolworths come and go. Remember the Eckerd Blue?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I was born in Chicago, but we had Eckards. We had a whole bunch of stores that have come and gone. And, it's just been amazing. So how did you make that transition from education, being a teacher and being a professor to the CRE world?
All right. Well, what city do we live in?
Miami. Yeah.
How's affordability down here?
Yeah.
Enough said?
Enough said.
All right. Enough said. That being said, I thank God because of social media, I'm still connected to a lot of my older students. Mm-hmm. They're married now, with children. They're part of local zoning boards. They're CEOs, they're business owners. Some are real estate agents.
Wow.
So it's really, really cool to know that you had that impact on people that now we get to work together as peers.
But did you seek out commercial real estate as you were being a teacher? Or did somebody say, hey, you should look at this?
So here's the hustle, right? We all hustle, right?
Absolutely.
The majority, look, there's so many different avenues you could be in. You could be in private equity. You could be in brokerage. You could be an owner. You could be a developer. You could be an agent. There's so many different roles. I work for a corporate company, right? Mm-hmm. So my role is a little different. We're really much a partner and a supporter of helping you market your deals, whether it's through traditional digital marketing to have the largest online presence, or it's even to have a quick transaction with an as-is auction with our 10X platform. So what happened was, in the hustle that's natural to the real estate world, I was teaching 5th grade at the time. That's one. All right. 2, I was tutoring kids after school. 3, I was coaching cross country and volleyball. 4, I was an adjunct professor at Miami-Dade College. But the fifth one, that's the key. Okay?
Yeah.
So a small business owner, friend of mine, they have a company down here called Express Permit Solutions, okay, where they expedite permits.
Okay.
So he just loved the way I flow. And he's like, look, on your spare time, you want to just like cold call people and see if they need any help with their permits? And I'm like, yeah, why not? So I just started cold calling on my free time, which wasn't much free time. Went on LinkedIn, started getting people there, started, farming there. And next thing you know, like I was generating some good income for Express Permit Solutions. But most importantly, I was providing a solution to people who needed help.
Wow.
So we're winning.
Absolutely.
I caught the attention of somebody at 10X, came in for about 6 interviews. They did not like that I didn't have a real estate background. But they saw the hustle. They saw the educational background. They saw my passion. And they took a big chance on me.
Wow.
8 years later, here I am helping and working alongside brokers just like you. You're part of a big national brokerage. Boutique, local brokers, lots of owners, lots of developers, whether it's a large institutional group or it's a private owner with a one-off medical office building because they're a doctor that have their family practice in there. We're going to have a conversation and we're going to see if we have a solution to help them achieve their goals. And we're very transparent. Yeah. So sometimes, let's say on the auction route, someone wants to transact for $3 million, but we're saying on these type of terms that are very seller friendly, we actually advise you to transact around $2 million, but they need $3 million. So then we can't move forward, right? And we have a few options for them, including the fact that, listen, what you really need is aggressive marketing on LoopNet, not an auction, to achieve your goals. So it's really more like we're consultants and help partner up people achieve their goals. And to do it in Miami, what's better than that?
Wow. Imagine you have some pretty good stories about some of those transactions or some things you've seen change or so forth.
Yeah, well, going back to the changes in Miami. And when I mean Miami, I'm not referring to even like, let's say Miami Beach. I'm referring to, Brickell, downtown, the southwest part, no disrespect to, Miami Lakes or anything like that, or the northern part. But my main focus has always been a little bit more in the southwest. So you see, like when you travel, right? Let's say you're traveling from Kendall and you're traveling Turnpike to 836, then you're hanging an east, and then you're riding parallel to the airport and you're getting to Brickell. You're talking about growth is phenomenal. We're economic drivers.
Yes.
So we like the fact that we're sitting in traffic for an hour and a half to get somewhere because that means the economy is flowing. Okay. But yeah, with it comes the traffic. Yeah, with it comes the traffic.
A lot of growth. As some people like to say, it's growth, success growth, success pain. So it's been successful in Miami. Yeah, there's going to be some pain,
right?
Versus some other places that are dying on the vine and having a hard time.
Yeah. Well, look, you teed this up perfectly for an alley-oop, right? You couldn't have thrown me a better pass when you're talking about growth, right? And what we do, marketing, right? How do you drive that growth? How do you drive that transaction? How do you drive that tenant to your spot, right? Well, one of the things is knowing where we're at in the state of the market, right? So don't quote me to the number, but something about 90% of all consumers, when they're looking for that next coffee brand, that next cigar brand, that next scotch brand, that next shoe brand, that next watch, there's a lot of watch lovers out there, you're going online. Saying online presence, you better have an online presence. That's like a no-brainer. That's breathing.
Yep.
It's air.
Yep.
No online presence, no air. So we come in as the most established marketing group almost anywhere you go, especially the markets I cover. I can only talk about the markets I cover, right? But if I put lease a space in Doral, lease a space in Miami Shores, buy a warehouse in Homestead, buy land in Miami Beach, LoopNet's going to be right at the top. It's the very first thing. It's going to be the first sponsored thing. It's going to be the first one that goes up. We spent a pretty penny on Google marketing because everybody's Googling.
Yep.
I remember Internet Explorer. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was actually an Internet Explorer type of guy. And when people would be like, you got to Google it, I kind of get mad. And I'd be like, you mean Internet Explorer?
Yeah.
And then eventually I deleted Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
So I'm Googling it now. So we spend upwards of $40 million a year just on Google.
Wow.
So that we could master, I think the number is around 97% of all searchable words that people would use to find their next space.
Wow.
To make sure we're dominating for you. Because without the brokerage community, without ownership community, we have nothing to advertise. So Miami gives us plenty to advertise. What do you think is the most visited for May of 2025? I know we're already in August, but I have the May numbers fresh in my head. What asset class do you think was visited the most in the leasing world?
Leasing
in Miami.
Office,
you got it.
Yeah. Well, because I've done about 2 or 3 office deals in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And I'm getting calls from people in Chicago and New York, and they're looking for. I got a call from a group from, I think they were in Texas.
Yeah.
And looking for office, which I know office in Miami we're underbuilt. So we have, it's kind of like the tale of two cities. We had very little office space, and now we're having these super high-end, shiny towers going up that are driving Manhattan, per square foot pricing.
Right. So 101, supply and demand.
Yeah.
So what's happening to the prices when there's such a demand? They're going up.
Yep.
What's the hottest area? Brickell. That's where our office is in 1450 Brickell, the 5th floor loft. You could always pay us a visit. We got a beautiful view of the church my parents got married at, St. Jude Church in 1971. Wow. I see that out my window every single day with Key Biscayne in the background. That I've ran that bridge so many times. So it's like, if you can't see the smile on my face, I have a smile on my face almost 24/7.
Wow.
Because
that's your nature.
You're just having fun. Like in the 80s when you ran around for hours and your parents didn't ask where you were and everything was cool. Like, I'm just running around Miami having fun.
Wow.
Still to this day. So yeah, office, like in comparison, office, I think people took in Miami only for the office asset class and only for leasing, something like 120,000 virtual tours.
Wow.
A virtual tour being somebody clicked into a specific property and they did the whole touring, right? And then that's your top funnel. That's what you want. You want a large top funnel that then bleeds to a quality, hopefully conversation or message, then a tour, get somebody in the space, and then get it dotted.
Yep.
Listen, we can't fix overpriced properties, right? There's no cure for that.
Yeah.
But, we will drive traffic and bring an audience. Now, the beautiful thing is that us as a platform, for you, right? For you, the representatives of these transactions, traffic for most asset classes is up 60, depending on the asset class, up 60, 80%, sometimes even 100% year over year compared to that same month because of that massive Google push of advertising that we do there.
By the way, I love sitting here in the Tabacon in Doral. This is
we're giving back to the economy of South Florida.
Absolutely.
This is what we like to do. That's why the smile's on both of our faces.
Absolutely. So is that turn? Are you guys seeing that? Like through the searches, people signing up for not just the services for CoStar or LoopNet or 10X, but maybe some of the add-ons like their silver or your platinums and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you want a digital presence, when you want the fact that, look, we help people save budget when they advertise with us because we help you create the offering memorandums, the flyers for the properties, email blasts to our own leads. So we really help save your budget on other things. But at the end of the day, we really like to track the consumers, right? The buyers, the tenants, and what's their behavior like. So let's stick to office asset class. So one of the trends that we've been tracking is you're seeing a lot of movement going from Brickell west. So you're seeing a lot of movement going to Coral Gables. And then Coral Gables is now bleeding over to where we're at right now in Doral, bleeding over to Kendall because of affordability. And I'm talking to very large groups who pay for those aggressive signature ads because they have multiple spaces available. And, they like to talk to the tenants who are coming to tour. Hey, what brought you to the space? And tenants are telling them, well, we took a survey of where most of our employees live.
Yeah.
And guess what? Most of them don't live in Brickell per se, right? So we're looking over here in Doral now.
Nice.
And other people might say, oh yeah, we have a base that everybody rents condos in Brickell, so we got to be here in Brickell. We'll pay the $50+ a foot.
Yeah. 50. Well, yeah, they're 50 plus. The nice shiny towers are getting over 100.
Yeah.
Two things I like to touch on. How does CoStar relate to LoopNet, relate to 10X? How do you guys work together? How are you guys a little bit different? Can you kind of explain that on the branding kind of thing?
It's probably the number one question we get And it's actually a very easy answer to say.
Okay.
It's CoStar is for data analytics. LoopNet is for marketing. 10X is for auctioning with the LoopNet signature marketing in it. So when I'm trying to find ownership groups, when I'm just trying to find comps, that's what I go to CoStar for. Okay, that comes with a license, right? That you need to have.
Yes.
To list on CoStar is free. Anybody can upload their properties on CoStar.
Oh, really?
But that doesn't mean that they're going to have visibility online, because the only way to then view your property on CoStar is if you're a paying member on CoStar. Which means CoStar, give or take the time, roughly, remember, CoStar's not my swim lane.
Right.
It have somewhere around 200,000 licensees nationally, while LoopNet is driving 13 million unique monthly visitors to the LoopNet site every single month.
One more time. LoopNet is driving 13 million.
Unique monthly visitors, while CoStar yearly has around, remember, not my swim lane, around 200,000 licensees. Okay? Because why? CoStar, for the most part, if I have a karate, place, if I have a nail place, if I have a barber shop, what on earth am I going to have a CoStar license for?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care, right? What I do care about is let me see what's available. So I'm not going to Google LoopNet because maybe I don't even know what LoopNet is. So again, let's go back to the nail salon.
Yes.
I'm going to open up a nail salon. And, well, I would never probably open up a nail salon myself.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation. Let's say I'm going to open up a cigar shop. Right?
There we go. Yeah.
I like to consider myself somewhat of a cigar enthusiast, not a connoisseur, but an enthusiast. And I'm just going to go, I want to lease a retail space for my cigar shop. Right? Mm-hmm. Well, LoopNet's going to be the first thing that pops up. So I'm going to go ahead and click LoopNet. It doesn't matter if I've heard of LoopNet or not before. It's free. Mm. It has all the inventory. And I can start to filter, well, I can only afford X. I only want to be in this zip code. I want to be next to a karate shop, a karate place. Right? Because I know a lot of dads want to leave their kids at the karate and come smoke a quick cigar. So I can find that on LoopNet. The tenants, it doesn't cost them anything to search, So that's the biggest difference. Always remember, CoStar is going to be your data analytics. It does count as marketing for everybody who has the license because they'll be able to see that.
Right.
But once you're advertising on LoopNet, which the entry level is called the silver advertisement, which means you have that online presence, you have that email blasting, you have that offering memorandum, you have that Google search that you're going to come out in, that's also going to get elevated on CoStar. So there's the synergy between both of the platforms, but both very, very different.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the other misconception that a lot of people have is that, LoopNet is set it and forget it. No, it's an investment, but you got to be proactive too, right? It's also like, if you're not going in there and using the tools you're investing in, which I've said it a few times, the email blaster, the offering memorandum creator, the flyer creator, updating your listing to make sure your spaces are written out and explained the right way, then you're kind of dropping the ball of the potential that you could be reaching. And Miami's a very strong market for LoopNet. Miami, again, another reason I love serving the community. Miami's a big LoopNet believer. Why should everybody use a professional licensed agent? So you don't get screwed and you get the best deal. If you are an owner or landlord, you want that broker representation. Because guess what? That broker most likely does have CoStar. Yeah. And guess what? They can start finding out where that you may have a guy who wants to open a cigar shop and found the best place possible, right? And he has no idea that 3 blocks away is a very established cigar store that you're not going to be pulling away their clients, right? Yeah. With CoStar data, you'll be able to find that immediately. And you say, hey, I know it looks like a 10, but it's really not. So when we do a market search for you, look, I could recommend these spaces that in Miami traffic don't have another cigar lounge within 3 miles.
Looking into the future, not to give any secrets away, where do you see you guys going?
Oh, it's a beautiful space. We just had such a freaking large head start, right? And with LoopNet, we got a head start, but we're not complacent. In fact, I know we have competitors out there. In fact, some of our competitors that were founded by ex-colleagues of mine. right? On the 10X platform, not the LoopNet platform, the 10X auction platform. And they've made a significant push, and I'm so happy for them, right? Because what you want to do is you want to cheer for your competitors. You just want to beat them.
Yeah.
Right? I want to go up against the best.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cheer for you. And if you make a good play, hey, good play, but I'm going to squash you. Right?
Yeah.
And that's just me as a person. That's my personality.
No.
I'm not speaking at the corporate level here. But that being said, no, we root for our competitors. I think our closest competitor, we still have about, on the last data check I did, about 11 million more monthly visitors than they do. So that's number 2. And we have a lot of value propositions that they're not offering, and a lot of protection and security on our platform, and it's still the trusted one. But internally, I can tell you that it's an inspiration to always try to improve your product, your service. We have our headquarters in Richmond, Virginia. Everybody knows that they get phone calls from CoStar all the time wanting to update data so that we can provide the best data possible to everybody else, and customer service. So where I see the market going is a lot of technology tools. AI is the big one. We met at an AI basically themed conference.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So we've taken note, we're implementing it, and the future's bright. Listen, we live in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. We're in South Florida, which is like its own world within a world, and people love to come here. It's growing nonstop. You have a lot of young guys and girls getting into commercial real estate. I know a lot of them. I know a kid, Francisco, big shout out to him. He earned himself a scholarship to go to ICSC. He's been to the CCIM trainings, and he's only like 19 years old.
Wow.
And he's so enthusiastic about learning this industry. And you got a lot of ownership groups down here. You got a lot of brokers down here that are very prideful. A few brokers, a few ownership groups, just like us at LoopNet, you may get a bad rap from 1 or 2 people, but then you find that it's a really nurturing community. Everybody helps each other for the most part. And especially once you connect dots, right? Oh, we went to the same high school. Oh, we went to the rival high school. Oh, we're both from this area, Oh, we both like coffee, whatever it is. You start to connect, man, and you want to root for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get the deal, but you got the deal, I'm going to cheer for you. Awesome. So that's where the industry's going.
As we wrap up, any little nuggets that you can leave our audience with? We're all very bullish and positive for Miami because we're here.
You have to be.
And
almost to like a naive state.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying just throw your money anywhere, right? But you have to be. You got to believe, man.
Yeah.
You got to believe. In baseball, you fail 70% of the time, and you're making it to the Hall of Fame, right? You're making generational money by failing 70% of the time. So don't ever not believe in yourself. Don't get yourself tangled up in the emotional waves, ups and downs of real estate. You're never as good as your hottest streak. You're never as bad as your coldest streak. Just keep going. Be good to people. Karma is real. Cheer for others. Add value when you talk to someone. Don't go out there with your hand out. Truly add value. Understand it's a long game. And wake up the next day and do it all over again.
That's very inspiring. I want to thank you.
Absolutely.
It's been amazing. Look forward to seeing, where LoopNet and CoStar and the fam keeps growing.
Let's go.
I'm a long-time user, licensee for many years.
You're paying for the drinks then.
Yeah.
You didn't know it, but you already paid for this.
Trust me. Look forward to continued relationship. Appreciate your support with CCIM. And thank you for sponsoring this episode. And thanks for the cigars.
All right, so last question.
Yes.
You never smoked the cigar we're smoking right now. You never drank what we're drinking right now. These are all recommendations I came to you to say, hey, this is a nice light entry.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun evening. So what are your thoughts on what we're sampling here today?
This My Father Blue Label is delicious.
It is.
It is really smooth. It's exactly what you said. Yeah. And I forgot the name of the single. Dalmore. Very, very smooth.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go. Cheers,
you
brother.
definitely know your thing. Thank you very much.
Salud.
Salud, brother.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on CRE Cafecito, the CCIM Miami Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow, subscribe, and share it with others in the commercial real estate community. Stay connected, stay inspired, and as always, keep fueling success in commercial real estate.